What's up, YouTube? This is X89, guys. Today I'm coming to you with my latest deck profile for October 2019. And guys, today I'm bringing you one of my favorite decks of all time. And I'm going to be bringing in my domain Monarch deck profile, updated for the recent October 14th ban list. Oh boy. I can tell you this right now, the ban list has been very kind to the Monarchs the last few lists. I mean, we're starting to get a lot more stuff back off the lists to really bring this deck back up to full power. I mean, we're still missing 2 copies of Pantheism. A lot of Monarch fans, including myself, are kind of hopeful that that will start on the next list. Okay. But even though we still just have the 1 Pantheism, yeah, the deck still does what it does, and it does it really well. Alright, so without further ado, we're going to get right into this. I'm going to talk about the Queen, the 3 copies of Aether. She just recently came back off the list. Alright, Aether is just such an amazing card. Banish 1 Monarch spell and trap card out of your graveyard. You're allowed to tribute summon her during your opponent's turn, which is just huge. Alright, comboing in with stuff like the Monarch Storm 4th, and all of a sudden now, even if you only just have an Edea on the field that got its effect negated, you can be taking the Edea and your opponent's monster, off the field to get her out. So, yeah, she is very awesome. When she is tribute summoned, you can then send 2 Monarch spell trap cards from your deck to the graveyard to special summon out another Monarch card onto the field. Typically, you're going to be summoning out Karaz, popping stuff off your field to draw more cards. And I can tell you right now, it's actually very good to give you a massive consistency boost and to keep abusing that Karaz. Alright. Moving forward, we got 3 copies of the big Darker Tribute monster, Erebus, the Underworld Monarch. Alright. Erebus is actually pretty cool. I mean, get him out onto the field, again, send 2 Monarch spell and trap cards to the graveyard. You can then spin any card off your opponent's field or out of your opponent's hand back into their deck, which is actually pretty cool. While Erebus is in the graveyard, banish a Monarch spell and trap card from there, and you're going to be able to add any Monarch monster from your graveyard back to your hand, which is actually pretty damn awesome. It just allows you to recycle your resources and be able to continue your plays. Alright. Talked about this guy. One copy of Karaz. All you really need right now for the deck. Okay, 1 copy of Majesty's Fiend, and I'm also running 2 copies of Vanity's Fiend. Been running this particular ratio in the deck for a while, and it's the most consistent ratio you're going to get. Vanity's Fiend is not searchable off of returns of the Monarch, so that's why you have to run multiples. Majesty's Fiend is because of the Monarch stat line, so you don't have to run as many. Either one of these cards, or a combination of both, is just death to your opponent. Vanity's Fiend prevents your opponent from special summoning, period, and Majesty's Fiend prevents your opponent from activating effects, whether it be on the field, hand, engrave, or the banish on. And I can tell you right now, the hand, grave, and banished is where this card's going to be doing most of the work, since you already have the Monarchs Erupt in the deck to handle monsters' effects on the field. Alright. And of course, we got the engine cards. We got 3 copies of Edea, and then of course we got 3 copies of Eidos. Alright, whenever Edea is ever summoned, whether it's normal or special summon, her effect's going to activate to special summon Eidos right from your deck to the field. And whenever Eidos is summoned to the field, you're going to get an additional tribute summon during your turn. So you're going to be able to get out your big Monarchs relatively easy. Secondary effects on both. Whenever Edea is sent from the field to the graveyard, or sent to the graveyard, excuse me, not just the field, you can target one of your banished Monarch spell and trap cards and add it back to your hand, which is actually very good. And then Eidos, while it's in the graveyard, you can banish him and special summon Edea from the graveyard, and that will just kick off the engine again, allowing you to be able to put out another big monster. Alright, so that's it for the monster lineup. spell lineup. This is a Domain Monarch build. You have to run 3 copies of Domain of the Monarchs. I mean, it's just an amazing card. It locks your opponent out of their extra deck just by controlling a Tribute Summon monster, which is just amazingly awesome. Alright. It can power boost any of your Monarchs when they attack, which is good. And then, of course, one of the best effects was a lot of people keep forgetting is you can reveal a Monarch card from your hand, and then you can actually reduce its level by 2. And that actually makes some of the bigger Monarchs a lot more easier to summon just by using 1 tribute. Or you could combo off with Celestial Observatory in case you draw too many of them to get one back onto your bottom of your deck and draw deeper into your deck with that card's draw effect. So definitely something worth remembering. Alright, of course we got Pantheism. Discard a Monarch spell from your hand, draw 2 cards, so it's a break-even card. But when this card hits the graveyard, you can then basically banish it and search another Monarch spell or trap. Basically, you reveal 3 cards. Your opponent has to pick one to add to your hand. So if you reveal 3 of the same, it's basically you're adding that card. Alright. 2 copies of Return. I've seen other builds that are running 3. You don't need 3. There's only 8 targets in this deck to search. One of the targets, Karaz, you do not want to be searching. The other 7, yeah, you do. So you really don't need that third. I mean, if we were running more copies of Pantheism in the deck, then yes, I would definitely say max this card out. But at this point, no. You want to see this card, but you don't want to be seeing it too often. So 2 copies is more than enough for this deck. Alright, because there's plenty of ways to get into the cards, and Tenacity of the Monarchs is the key one right there. Basically, reveal a Monarch card that has 2,400 or 1,000 defense, or 2,800 and 1,000 defense, and you get to search your deck for a particular Monarch spell or trap you need. Alright. 3 copies of the Monarch Stormforth. Very important with using Aether's effect, and even comboing it with Escalation of Monarchs is just worth it. Activate either Aether or Escalation, and then you chain this guy to it, which will allow you to utilize your opponent's monsters as tribute fodder, and ultimately break their boards. Alright. I mentioned this. Celestial Observatory is just an amazing card. Takes any level 6 monster from your hand or on the field, basically puts it back in the bottom of your deck. You're not shuffling it, you're placing it in the bottom of your deck, and you're drawing deeper into your deck 2 cards. It's huge, especially if you open with or draw into your Karaz, because you don't want to be doing that. You want to be getting Karaz onto your field with Aether's effect every time. Alright, and this card will allow you to keep putting Karaz back into your deck so you can keep using Aether's effect. Okay? For those additional draws. Alright, and like I said before, with Domain of the Monarchs level reduction, this card can put back one of the big guys back into your deck, so you could potentially unbrick. Alright. One of's Foolish Burial, 1-for-1, and Rhoda. Okay, Foolish Burial will either put a Edir or an Erebus into your graveyard, because you want to get those cards into your graveyard as fast as possible. 1-for-1 and Reinforcement of the Army are both 2 cards that you want to see if you don't see Edir in your opening hand, because these cards will get you into Edir fast. Alright. Escalation of Monarchs allows you to tribute summon during your opponent's turn other monsters outside of Aether. Alright. The Monarchs Erupt. Control a tribute summon monster, and your opponent doesn't. They're not using any monster effects on the field, which is just huge. Alright. The Prime Monarch. Keep this card face up. You can recycle your Monarch spells and traps back into your deck and draw a card. While this card's in the graveyard, you can banish a Monarch spell or trap card, special summon it so you get tribute fodder. How about that? And last but not least, to protect back row, your field spell, or even stop potential plays from going off, you have 3 copies of Solemn Judgment. I mean, it's just an all-around great toolbox card to have in any deck these days. Like I said, stops any summon your opponent throws at you, any spell, any trap, so you're in pretty good position with this card on your back row. Alright? Guys, that is it for my domain Monarch deck profile for October 2019. Guys, as always, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this on my channel, hit that subscribe button. Enable notifications, especially the YouTube notifications, so you don't miss a single upload. Check out the description box below. Find an invite link to my Discord server. Join the conversation. We'd love to have you. Guys, follow me on Twitter at BystanderX79. And as always, guys, until next time, peace.